welcome to this Community Spotlight podcast. My guest today is actually someone that I've never interviewed before. Looking forward to this. Her name is Nicole Workman. She is with the Marion County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I had to look down because it's a long title.
It's a mouthful.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for having me.
All right, as you know, we're involved in Marion County here as a part of our operations. And want to sit down with you and talk about the many things that's going on at Marion County. We'll call it DD.
Perfect.
I guess the first thing I'd ask you was something that just came off the top before we started this today was what would you say people would say is like a disability? What is considered a disability nowadays? That's kind of changed over the years, hasn't it?
Well, and it's just such a broad term. So,
yes.
Yeah, it's actually a difficult question to answer, because there are disabilities that veterans have that may not be considered a developmental disability.
Yes.
So we work strictly with those who are diagnosed with a developmental disability, which that can be such a broad spectrum of items that I can't even give you a list. So it all really relies on like an assessment and genes and things of that nature. But if they have a diagnosed developmental disability before the age of 22, then they can be served by their local county board of DD. So we serve Marion County residents. You have to be a Marion County resident to receive our services. And then basically referrals come to us by parents. Children may be delayed in how they're developing. Doctors may see it. People may know while they're pregnant, if it's a Down syndrome diagnosis, sometimes you can get that while the child is in womb, and then we can start services immediately as soon as they're born. We actually have a newborn in our system right now who is 3 months. That's one of the youngest children we've ever been able to serve. So usually they don't get to us until they're a year and a half, two-ish, something like that, because it takes a while for you to see those developmental delays sometimes. But if they know right away, Children's and many of the other hospitals are doing a really good job of connecting parents with us right away. But it's a developmental disability. It's something that happens while the child is still developing, and that stops at about age 22. So that's why we stop, except if you were in an accident 3 days after your 22nd birthday and you got a traumatic brain injury, you may have a developmental disability, but your diagnosis was not before you were 2 years old. So we would refer different sets of resources for that person.
So there's varying criteria to this.
Varying criteria. Yeah, I hate to be so gray because that's...
Oh, no.
But yeah, it is. It's, they're determined by lots of different things. Ones we know and have heard of are like cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism is one that we're seeing a lot lately. But, there's things like Williams syndrome is a new one. I'm constantly Googling because I talk to parents a lot and get those stories. And I'm like, what is that diagnosis? And then you look it up and you see all the crazy symptoms and you're so happy you're here and able to help them in some way. So.
Well, the reason I wanted to go down this trail to start us out with is because people have different visions of what that means.
It's so true. People have no idea who we are or what we do. So I appreciate the question. Yeah. So, I don't know if I cleared it up at all.
No, but I think that's, you cleared it up.
Good.
It's better than muddying it up, but you did clear it up. But you're also just letting us know that can cover a wide spectrum.
Yes.
And
if you're in doubt or you just don't know where to turn, call us. Call us. Yes. We will then go through the process. We'll help you collect the paperwork. We will do the assessments when necessary, and then we'll hook you up with services. If it's not ours, we're going to find you resources.
Well, that's the other issue I want to get into as well, because you may think your diagnosis is a certain way, and then you may be tested and whatever, but you are still helpful because you're going to guide them somewhere. You're just not going to drop the ball.
That's correct.
That's what people really need to know.
There's so many resources in Marion County. Yes. I feel like our partners are wonderful and we work really well together, and our case managers, which we call them service and support administrators, because everything has to be really long. The names all have to be really long.
Oh, yeah.
That's a rule, I guess. Yeah. So we refer to them as SSAs, but they're basically case managers.
Well, the initials behind them, and the more initials.
Oh
you
yeah,
got
that
too.
helps too, doesn't it? It just, it makes it all way more clearer, right?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to get you out of the weeds here and do something a little more fun.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
But I just wanted to kind of people to understand that maybe out here that really don't understand anything about this field. Because people always say, yeah, I understand, and then you find out they don't.
Oh, it's so true.
So,
yeah.
I
didn't. I had no clue. You know, it didn't affect me in any way. And until I started working there, I had no idea. So
now, you've got an event coming up called the Golden Gala Prom, correct?
Yes.
It's going to be taking place at Tri-Rivers Career Center?
Yes, we are so excited.
Enlighten us as to what this is about.
Okay, so very good. This is fun stuff, so thank you.
Okay.
The Golden Gala is happening on Friday, March 15th, and it's from 6 to 9 p.m., and it's a prom for those that we serve. And actually, people from Crawford County can come, so I know our audience here is farther than just Marion County.
Yes.
So we have people coming from Upper Sandusky, from Morrow County, so if they have a developmental disability, they are eligible to come to our prom. It is totally free for our guests with developmental disabilities. Last year we had about 150 guests and about 300 volunteers. So, and about 40 business sponsorships, 80 sponsorships with personal donations. So it is a huge event. It takes a lot of people. It's a large undertaking, but it is so much fun. So.
Well, I would also say if you're doing something like this to the magnitude you are, that you need volunteers, correct?
Yes, tons and tons of volunteers. There's lots of opportunities. If you don't want to commingle with people, if you're not really an outgoing person, you can work the food table. You can actually help with decorations and setup before the event, so you could leave even before the event started. We have a really great opportunity that we need lots and lots of volunteers for, and it's called our paparazzi and red carpet. So you would basically just come and cheer on our guests and make them feel like movie stars. So we literally get a red carpet. It is donated by Pleasant Schools. We roll that thing out, and the people that we serve just strut down that thing like, you know, they are movie stars, because they really are. That's the whole point. We want to treat them so special that they feel like they're on top of the world that night.
So you truly roll out the red carpet for them.
We definitely do. Yep, they get crowns, and we crown them kings and queens, and everybody gets prom dresses. We have a couple of great resources for free prom dresses and suits for the gentlemen. Goodwill helps us there. So lots of community partners and sponsors that make it happen. I love to talk about the jobs. We have lots and lots of people who are working in the community, and we help them with that. When I say we have about 50 providers in the community. I mentioned a few of them. Yes. Marco, everyone seems to know. Wings of an Angel, Light Builders, RAM does a lot of transportation for us. So we just have a plethora of providers. So we figure out what the needs are, and then we plug in those providers and make sure that team is doing everything in the power to make sure that their quality of life is great and they're included in our community. So that's us.
Before I end the podcast today, I do want to come back to this, because you did mention that people outside of Marion County can get in on the Golden Gala.
Yes.
All right. Now you said you can contact us.
Yes.
Give us how we would contact you.
Great point. I should have said that, so thank you for bringing that up. Yes. So to learn about the Golden Gala, or just us in general, as hear some stories and things of that nature, we have a website. It's www.marioncountydd.org.